Hi, so my name's Haley. I am a third year and I am the San Luis Obispo Decorations Chair. So my role is honestly a lot more like leading and administrative than previous jobs I've had. As the decorations chair, I have a counterpart in Pomona, and we are in charge of like color palette and textures and deciding what materials will go on what our design and construction teams make for us. So whether that's like fresh florals, like actual roses, or if it's like dry materials, like crushed flower petals.
So this year I'm actually the president for Rose Float, but I started in first year just as a decorations team member, and then I eventually was the decorations assistant chair and then the decorations chair.
So the very first thing that we do in January, a couple weeks after the parade ends, is the chairs, both on the San Luis Obispo and Pomona side. We start deciding our teams for next year. So we have what's called our leadership team, and that can include like our assistant chair, for my department specifically, that'll include like materials testing, and our flower fields manager.
In February, this is when we start the whole year over again. The Tournament of Roses releases the theme for the parade, and once we get that, we start going wild with trying to figure out what type of float we want to have. So we send it out to the community to draw and write up some concepts, and then we'll go over the concepts, choose our favorite ones, deliberate on that, and then we send it over to the Tournament of Roses, and they'll approve which ones we're allowed to build. Normally it's our first choice, which is pretty awesome. And then after that we start going to the design phase, where the design team takes it away and tries to figure out the elements that we have.
We're in March. We have just decided our concept, so what we're planning on building for this year, and then we've also been deciding kind of what elements we want to have. So like, do we want one big piece? Do we want a bunch of smaller items? Kind of a rough sketch, if you will, of what the parade float will end up looking like.
When I joined, I was here at Slow Days, and my mom dragged me to the UU, and in that UU I saw all the awards and pictures of floats hanging up, and I didn't know that Cal Poly had a Rose Float team or anything, but once I saw that, I knew it was such like a unique experience that I couldn't find anywhere else. I decided like I want to do that, and I seeked it out. And once I joined, I found so many people that were welcoming and encouraging to like teach you anything that you wanted to know.
Both I discovered it and wanted to join. The first was my grandparents watch the parade every year, so once they heard I got accepted into Cal Poly, they told me to go check out the program. And then the second way was during Slow Days. My group leader mentioned it as like one of the fun clubs to do on campus, so I remember my grandparents talking about it and decided to check it out further.
The thing that's really unique about Cal Poly Rose Float is that in the Rose Parade in its entire history, we're the only self-built float that's made by students, and we do everything from designing, operating, decorating, and operating the float and the team. So it's a really unique experience, and we're really proud of what we can do as students and kind of compete on the level of professionals.